This is Josiah Plays Citizen Sleeper. We're going to jump back in on cycle 53 with our extractor, who doesn't have a name. A digital head nod somehow? Yeah. An upwards nod, though. It's got to be an upwards nod. I'm doing pretty well, Nox. Thanks. Okay. Let's go for it. Well, we've reached the part of the game where literally everything is about mushrooms. So, hence the name of my stream. Okay. Mushrooms, growing mushrooms, doing shit with mushrooms in labs, eating mushrooms. Leaves mushroom for improvement? Oh, Nox, you're off to the races already. I don't know. Oh yeah, it looks like there was a conversation to have right out the gate with Emphas. Oh, Emphas finally started. Also, his thing about mushrooms. Also, had to do mushroom shit with Tala. It's all mushrooms in this game. Space mushrooms. I didn't know there would be so many space mushrooms. Alright, here we go. I got a special seed here, probably for a mushroom. Emphas is preparing the matsutake cabs. He cleans them carefully with a damp cloth before shaving the stalks as if he was sharpening a pencil. His knife slides through them, revealing the bright white of the flesh within. "These are good, Sleeper. Very good," he says without looking up. "I bartered with Minji for some kelp, too, so we can brew the dashi." "You know Minji?" Emphas looks up from cutting with a smile. "Everyone knows Minji." Emphas slides the sliced matsutake mushrooms to one side and takes out a closed pan. He opens the lid and you see the green wafer of kelp sitting in a bath of water. "Been soaking it since last cycle," Emphas explains. "Should be good to warm now." He places the pan over the burner and turns it on low. "We have some time now." He wipes his hands clean and throws the cloth over his shoulder. "However, there is one difference this cycle." He smiles. "You have been the one providing the ingredients, so it is my turn to provide a story." "Okay." "Good. This story is important to me." He gestures for you to both sit on the folding stools behind the stall. "You see these?" Emphas runs a hand over his forearm, tracing the circular scars that mark them like perfect bite marks. "Conway called it an anchored interface rig, a mechanical control device for piloting a heavy-duty extraction suit in low-G industrial operations. We called it a bone suit." Oh, this guy's some kind of mech rigger. He points to a pattern of larger circles on his shoulder. "They drill in and anchor it here, then all the way down the arm." He taps each scar on the way. "It maps mechanical movements to the suit exactly. A one-to-one mechanical replication. You swing your arm, a 2-ton arm swings too." Perfectly safe. "You should have seen the recruitment vids. Strong people and even stronger suits, tearing through stone and scrap. Superheroes. Half my graduating year signed up, from company school to company shuttle. Conway from birth to death." He stares off into the distance for a moment, fighting with the memories.
But the bone suits weren't good. The rate of failures was high, and failures meant arms torn off, anchors torn out, broken bones. Bad stuff. So after a while, Conway discontinued them. No longer competitive, they said.
He checks the broth, turning down the heat and adding the mushrooms. More mushrooms.
So there we were, hundreds of us, with surgical alterations for suits that didn't work. They sent us home, back to that company colony that spat us out, to be cleaners, drivers, cooks. They gave us drugs for the pain and told us to make something of ourselves.
That's nice of them. Kind of. Not.
When I deserted, bribing some passing spacers to take me into orbit, there were only me and a couple of others left. The rest just faded away. Arthritis, osteoporosis. They folded in on themselves like paper lanterns. That was my generation. The anchor points still ache, still burn.
He touches the scars.
But what burns worse is the betrayal. I've been on the eye a long time now, but that will never fade. Not that, and not the faces of my friends.
Memphis reaches over and sprinkles a handful of leaves into the broth.
It's ready.
I'm sorry.
Don't be. It was Conway's crime, and you know better than most what we went through. It's enough that you're here to listen.
Memphis pours the broth into a double-walled metal bowl and hands it to you. The heat radiates through your hands, and the smell drifts up, rich and sharp, like a pine forest after the rain. A pine forest doesn't sound like something I want to eat. What is a double-walled metal bowl? Double-walled? What does that even mean? Drink the broth slowly, chewing the matsutake and thinking. Memphis busies himself with cleaning the pans and the bowl, sealing the kelp back up for another day. Delicious pine. Right, son? Then he quietly comes to sit with you while you finish your meal. Neither of you speak, preparing instead to let the story linger in the air a little longer. It's not that there is nothing to say. It is that sometime, in the moments after something, speaking breaks the spell. So you both idle, eager to be in each other's company, Memphis taking longer over his cleaning, his packing, and you savoring the final dregs of broth. Son says it's basically a bowl made of almost paper-thin metal that's wrapped around itself, so inside the bowl there's an air pocket. Ah. Interesting. And that's for, like, insulation purposes or something? When you finally finish and hand him the bowl, you feel the spell break, and the story leaves you both. And as you leave, you know that both of you are somehow a little more empty, and a little more full than before. Oh, Story Eater, achievement unlocked, completed a drive. So we finally got to know Memphis, which took us longer than any other quest in the game. I'm sorry, drive in the game. You and Memphis are good friends now, and good friends are necessary on the eye. That's not how you spell necessary. Just saying. Okay. So that's done.
We've got 1 upgrade points. Well, there's nothing we can do with that, so... I'm saving up 3 points to get the +2 to engineer. Okay, so that's done. What else do we have going on? Nothing there. No. 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 All I can do here now is buy fungus. I don't even like... Oh, I can talk to Rabaya again. Okay. I don't even like mushrooms that much. I mean, I'll eat them, like if they're mixed with something or on something or whatever. I'll eat them, but I don't really care for them all that much. Show capsules. Hey, that's my character's name in the D&D game I'm going to be playing in. My Githzerai Scion Sword Mage. His name is Keisho, but I've got a little apostrophe in between the I and the S, you know, to make it like Githzerai. Unnecessary apostrophes, the hallmark of bullshit fantasy names. Oh yeah, Bliss wants me to pay 80 fucking bucks for their pyramid scheme or whatever they're trying to... whatever scam they're trying to run. I do need to scout the dock some more. Got to have at least 1 apostrophe. Yeah, you understand. There you go, Fry Guy. How you doing, Fry Guy? Good to see you. Is it set in space? No. I don't need to do these things. So, what am I doing with the groves? Do I need spores? What's going on with the aviary? Alright, we're waiting for the last set of spores that I planted to grow and make some more mushrooms. And before that happens, I can't do anything here. Oh, I need to get 2 more club heads. Right. Yes, I got 2 scraps. Okay, let's go back here and let's talk to Rabaya. It's been a while since we talked to Rabaya. Even before you enter the office, you can hear the sound of Rabaya working the heavy bag. She is hammering it, the chain creaking as it shakes with each hit. She's been like this since... Sabine doesn't finish the sentence. They are sitting on a stool, looking at the terminal in the corner, searching through the S&ARP data you pulled all those cycles ago. How have you been? I'm well, Sleeper. Happy to no longer be hunted. They smile. Yadigan has plenty to deal with, and without Yannick, I'm free. They glance nervously at Rabaya. Rabaya stops punching, and in the silence you can hear her breathing hard. Sabine looks over at her, and you sense something between them. You realize you haven't seen them together since they tried to kill each other in this same unit. A lot has changed since then.
They hooked him up like a puppet.
Rabiah hits the bag.
Rigged that thing in his head so they could control him. Push the old Yannick out. I don't know why he let them in.
Rabiah throws a few more punches.
It's a lesson. Don't let them in.
Another flurry.
Yatagan shouldn't deal with corporations, and we never will again.
She spits. Yo, you're in your apartment. You're just spitting on the floor of your... What the fuck? She comes away from the bag.
At least Yannick's death has been treated as natural. There's a chance we come back from this, that Yatagan can hold on. But there are opportunists trying to take control.
Sabine turns to you.
Yes, but now the connection has been broken. I've been looking at removing the trackers from the implants and Yadigan's enforcers. It's a significant job, but I think, with time, I can do the surgeries.
You could call it a spit hole. Yeah, I guess so, Nox. Rabiah walks away from the bag towards the far side of the unit.
Those surgeries will never happen if Yatagan collapses.
She shouts back at Sabine. Clearly, this is a well-worn argument in this unit. Yeah, and the argument about spitting on the floor is probably a thing, too. Imagine if you had a roommate. Imagine if you had a roommate and they just fucking hawked up a glob of spit right onto the floor of your apartment in front of you. What would you even say? Like, what do you even say to that?
What now for you?
Sabine looks over at Rabiah.
I want to help fix this mess if I can. There's the implants, and I want to return to my surgery. The low end needs doctors. What I understand now is that Yadigan can be something if we want it to be. Coming here from S&R, from the core worlds, all I saw was a gang, and with Yannick keeping me on a tight leash.
They shudder.
Rabiah believes, and I want that belief.
They look unsure.
I also want to be done with S&R, but I doubt they're done with me.
They glance away, rubbing their shoulders.
Are you in, Rabiah?
Sabine fixes you with a look.
Yes, Sleeper. Isn't that obvious?
They smile. I don't even know what I was asking. I was just starting a sentence and hoping you'd fill it in with some information. I didn't even know where my own sentence was going to end there. So,
I've been wanting to say...
Sabine begins nervously.
I'm sorry that I didn't tell you where I came from. I know I've apologized before, but I want to again.
They pause.
Properly. When I leaked the data on the Sleeper program, it was to try to help people. Like you.
They grit their teeth.
But after all the cycles here, being pushed down, pushed around, trying to survive, all that got away from me. So when you turned up...
They sigh.
It shook me up.
They run a hand through their hair.
But I ended up here, so...
They look at Rabiah.
Oh, of course.
They reach into a pocket and take out a handful of vials.
These are the last of the case. You can have them.
They drop them into your hands.
After these last few, I don't know what we can do. With the S&ARP connection broken.
They look down.
But I know there are other ways. Repairs, other pharmaceuticals. I even heard there are some labs out on the Greenway. Perhaps they can help?
They meet your eye.
I'm sorry I can't do more.
Thank you for everything.
They look away, their eyes bright with tears. Rabia crosses back to you both and sits beside Sabine. They look at each other, and you can't help but smile at the idea of them together. It's kind of weird.
What are you two plotting?
Rabia grins. Sabine laughs, and the sound is a welcome one. You watch the two of them teasing each other and smile. Later, when you leave, you take that handful of vials out of your pocket and look at them. You can still feel that core of anger deep down inside, and you don't know if it will ever leave. But Essen Arp doesn't own you anymore. They can't, because this place, these people, own you. They are what makes you get up every cycle. They are what keeps you breathing. I mean, I mean, if you say so. You put the vials away and walk through the low end. Your senses turn to every sight, every smell and every sound, soaking it all in, living. Gave me 3 stabilizers? Holy shit. I remember it was really hard to get a stabilizer at one point. Now I'm just sitting on tons of money and stabilizers for days. The game, like Sun told me what's gonna happen. The game has just completely given up any pretense of having any kind of challenge or difficulty that you have to deal with now. It's just, here. Oh, did you want to just have all the stuff for free? Here it is. Of course, I can't buy stabilizers from the clinic anymore, but I'm not going to need them because with scrap components to keep myself repaired and 3 stabilizers, I'm basically probably good for the rest of the game, realistically. Okay, let's... I don't know if there's anything I can even do over here. I mean, there's things I can do, but, like, to actually progress something. Like, I can do random tasks to get, I think what I need to do is go up to the hub. I suppose I better give Bliss the 80 fucking bucks. So here, what happens if I put this in? I get 100% pause. Nice. And what happens if I put this in? I get some pause. And what happens if I reroll all these? No. Let's not reroll those 3s. You can use those 3s. And what happens if I put this last 3 in here? I completed it. Away on board. You watch the loading crews going back and forth, noting their paths and entryways. Could this work? Oh, Castor's here.
Quite the achievement, isn't she? Sandra Sellers must be proud.
You recognize the resonating voice of Castor immediately, and turn to see him.
hooded and tucked into the shadows near the viewing platform.
Castor, I see you remember our game. Good.
He looks around, but the platform is clear.
I'm afraid you'll have to wait for a rematch. Microgravity makes Tavla a little difficult.
He smiles broadly.
Yeah. I mean, they could have just made it a little more challenging in this late part of the game. A little bit more of a resource crunch or something. But then again, most RPGs do this. Most games with resource management end up like this. You get about 2/3 or 3/4 of the way through the game and you're fucking Elon Musk. And you have more resources than you could conceivably ever need, and it makes everything effortless. It's hard for me to even think of any games where that's not the case. That aren't just like action games, you know what I mean? But like games that are pretty much based on numbers and systems tend to always kind of have this pitfall.
He smiles broadly. Castor walks out to stand beside you on the platform. The telltale clunk of magnetic boots accompanies his slow crossing. He notices you looking at them.
I don't much like it up here,
He explains.
I hear there was some trouble at the Haven shipyard when they announced the results of the crew lottery.
They screwed us.
Yeah, maybe, son.
I know.
He sighs, meeting your eye.
An ugly business. Sellers are too used to the way things work in the core. Exploitation is the only logic they know.
He gestures out at the sidereal.
You know why they built this monstrosity on the eye?
Control.
Certainly. There's no corporate oversight out here. But that's not all.
He stares at the pristine yellow hull.
Sellers built it here,
Says Castor gravely.
because they didn't want anyone to know it exists.
He rubs his forehead.
And secrecy is something I cannot abide.
He turns to face you.
Why can't you abide secrets? That's just interesting thing to be really against. Like, see them shaking one another's hands. Handshakes are something I cannot abide. I just feel like I need to pick something that I can't abide. I just mostly abide everything. I'm not gonna lie.
There are people being loaded onto that ship as we speak. Sleeping people, locked in cryosleep like the person that you were emulated from. There are hundreds of them, and Celis wants to send them out to a planet at the edge of the settled systems without anyone knowing where it is.
Eating beef can't abide? Well, yeah, you got that one, Nox, for sure. You got that one locked down.
But you, Sleeper, can do something about that. You're like me. You deal with data. You can read it right out of the air. With someone like you on that ship, secrecy isn't a problem. You can ping back whatever I need whenever I need it, as long as you are on board.
Unless you have an abiding love of beef. But if you really love the beef, you don't consume the beef.
Think about it. People love their children. Do they eat their children? No. Case closed. Dropping the mic. I feel like saying the phrase dropping the mic has a lot less impact than actually dropping a mic. I don't have any children right now. Yeah, but if you did, you probably wouldn't eat them.
With you on the sidereal and some minor modifications,
He pauses.
you will be my eyes and ears. I will keep track of Silas's grand project through you.
Alright, slow your fucking roll, Caster. I don't know why you think I'd be interested in this.
In short,
Says Caster, stretching.
I can get you aboard, Sleeper, but I'm going to need you to help me.
Who are you?
I'm a concerned party. Someone who likes to know what is happening when it is happening, not afterwards.
I'm not going.
Then no one is going. If you help us, we can make allowances for your friend Lem, too. Make sure they're assigned a winning ID. But if you don't go, then the deal is off.
Oh, really? So I gotta go so that Lem and Mina can go? That's fucked. That's giga fucked. Caster clunks closer to the window, watching the tugs wheeling around the sidereal.
It's a simple offer, and the only one that will get you on that ship. Please consider it.
Really, son? How did you fuck over Lem? He turns back, silhouetted against the ship.
But to make it happen, I need your assistance, as I said. There's a Celis Foundation ship docked in the now empty shipyard. I need the data from its servers. This will allow me to produce the IDs necessary for your transit.
Caster looks over his glasses at you.
Celis aren't stupid, though. Their ship is totally isolated from the station. You'll need to get on board if you want access to their air-walled servers. Once you have the data, meet me at your friend's unit so we can give him the good news.
He smiles.
I noticed his importance to you. And the little one. So cute. You don't extract the data before the sidereal horizon leaves the hub? Then I will get the message. We have other options, but you are certainly my preferred one. But be sure when you act, Sleeper. Once you take the data from Celis, you'll set off a series of events that will likely be hard for you to untangle yourself from.
Ah, it's the point of no return warning. Nice. The classic point of no return warning.
Either way, I recommend you stop asking around up here. You're bringing a lot of attention to yourself.
Caster glances around as if to emphasize his point.
There are only a handful of cycles until departure, Sleeper. Make your decision.
Well, what have I done? Have I fucked myself out of doing the other stuff now? With that, Caster marches back off the platform, the sound of his mag boots fading away, leaving you to contemplate the sidereal horizon and the part it may play in your future. Ah, new drive. Hashtag I had a drive. Because I got some other stuff to do here, guy.
Castor has offered a second chance. If you cooperate, perhaps you could be leaving on the sidereal horizon after all.
Oh yeah, dude, there's a hard timer here. I've only got 8 days. Several cycles the sidereal horizon will set out. You will either be on board or not. Well, that's not... I don't like that, because I wanted to do some other stuff before having to make that decision. Well... I wanted to finish all this mushroom business. Plant the special seed and all that. Cella's ship. Cella's Foundation Administration ship. If security get wise to the potential breach, the Cella's ship will go into lockdown for several cycles. Don't want security to get suspicious. Cella's infiltration, patrol patterns, security information, server room locations. We need to case this place bit by bit. And that's going to take a while. Well, actually it's only going to take 2 of these triple bonus things. Oh, but you can only do this one once. It's a critical action. The fastest way to get to know the ship is by pretending to work there. A plan so bold it might even work. Nox bluff! It is I, King of the Celas! Observe and explore. Careful observation and an instinct for security procedures will help you understand how to sneak on board. Alright. I don't want to do this stuff right now. I want to reroll my... Oh, I got a 6! Okay, I should use that 6 on this, just because it's a critical action with danger. I should use that 6 right here. You convince the guards to help you look for your ID inside the ship before you remember you left it at home. So I can't do that one again. I'm going to need to do this one at least twice to complete this infiltration. I've got 8 days. Well, yeah, I've got 8 days. Still trying to get some mushroom quests done. Oh, I'm sorry, I meant drives. Why am I crossing to the Greenway? I don't want to cross to the Greenway. I don't need to cross to the Greenway. I need to go home. It is I, King of the Celestian Widget Engineers. Yeah, base. Self-repair. End cycle. Question is, can I plant the Elodie seed before the ship takes off? Alright, here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna go back up here real quick. Sure, capsules. Okay. Well, I'm just trying to make an effort at completing all the drives, Tim. If I end the game and some of these aren't done, it will haunt me. Unfortunately, I have to wait 2 more friggin' days just for these dumb mushrooms to grow. So there's nothing I can do over here. There's nothing I can do over here. Except... grab some scrap. I don't even know why I'm gathering scrap. I've got 3 stabilizers. I don't even need more scrap, to be perfectly honest. What I do need... what I do need is... I guess I'll go up and start Bliss's thing, just because I don't really have anything else to work on other than this Celis thing, which I don't actually want to do yet. I could get a little bit of it done and have it just like 1 sliver away from complete, I guess. Let's see, what do I want? A 4 here? You note down shift changes, security keys, camera positions. A possible route starts to emerge in your mind. Okay, so this is 1 sliver away from being done. So I can come do it at the 11th hour. Is that a thing? The 11th hour? Did I just make that up? I don't even know what that means. So the only other thing I can work on while I'm waiting for mushrooms to grow is this Bliss thing. So I guess I'm giving Bliss $80. 80 space bucks. What does the 11th hour mean? Similar to the stroke of midnight? Well, yeah, but the 11th hour is like 11 o'clock, right? Means time's almost up. See, that's what I thought it meant, which is why I said it. It's a reference to the doomsday clock. Oh. Alright, let's give Bliss some money. Bliss is incredibly grateful.
I'll pay back every chit, I promise you.
Yes, you two are partners now. Bayview achievement unlocked. Well, I mean, I got an achievement, so I guess worth it. Help Bliss compete. Complete repair jobs for Bliss. 4-minute warning, 4 minutes to midnight instead. Well, yeah, I know it has an immediacy to it. That's what I'm saying. I've got 7 days before the ship leaves. Now that I've got it almost done, I'm saying I could complete it at the 11th hour, meaning I could wait until there's only 1 day left for the ship to leave, and then I could do it. And that would be the 11th hour, because that would be the last chance to do it. The work demons threw stacks of papers on Nox's desk at the 11th hour, which is why they were removed from existence. Oh, those work demons. Based on how long it'll take for Russia's nukes to hit us after a launch is detected. But why would Russia be nuking Denmark? I don't... It would only take 4 minutes for Russia's nukes to get to you after being launched? 4 minutes? Jeez. Oh, after being detected. Okay. Repair bid. Bliss is bidding on jobs at the hub. It'll take a few cycles and some perseverance before one comes in. Oh, so I have to wait 3 days on this before I can even do anything here. Okay. So I have literally no projects to work on. Because dude was like, if you do that Celis thing, it's going to be the point of no return. There's nothing you can do. And... So I can't finish that without essentially starting the end game and canceling anything else I was working on. I gotta wait 3 days for Bliss to fuck around. I've gotta wait, at least, one more day on the mushrooms? Oh my god, 2 more days on the mushrooms. So yeah, I have nothing to do today other than tour around fuckery. Guess I'll get some scraps. Guess I'll go... I don't know. Get some energies. Guess I'll go... get some monies. And I'm not gonna have anything to do tomorrow either. I don't like this corner I've painted myself into. This canund. Canund bud? Yeah. Pretty obvious what it's short for. Let's just work at the bar. Go home. Canund. You like it? I don't even like it, and I'm the one that said it. I feel bad about saying it, but I don't care. Alright. End cycle. So I think we're going to have another day here of really nothing to do. Always have room for another canund. What if I just overfeed the cat? We're just gonna stuff the fucking cat. Okay. Got some good rolls today. Oh, I forgot to repair yesterday, so I only have 4 dice. Well, I guess that's fine. Since I don't have anything really to do today anyway, I guess it's fine that I only have 4 dice, because I don't need any dice. Waiting for more mushrooms. I guess I'll grab more spores just in case I can use them, but I don't think I can. I guess I'll What can I do at the labs? Bring club heads. I'm not gonna get all those club heads before I run out of time. I mean, I could just let the Sidereal leave, but then I'm completely fucking over Lam and Mina, which I didn't want to do. I don't want to pull a Sun. I mean, I'll get some energy. I'll reroll those 3s. And now for, alright, see you later, Tim. I've got a 1. What am I even doing with that? What am I even doing with a 1? On a day like today. Guess I'll work at the bar. Whoa. Let's go back to the apartment. Let's feed the cat again. Self-repair. I got a lot of scrap now. End cycle. Now, the mushrooms should be done, right? Yeah, I believe I can harvest mushrooms now. What did I get? I got Matsutake. I did not get any club heads. About to massively take pipe here. Just Matsutake, no fucking club heads. Game doesn't want to let me complete this. Oh, I got Corolla caps. Fuck. No club heads. I'm never gonna get to find out what happens when you plant this seed. Because now, there's no time for a whole other grow cycle. I mean, I can throw the spores in here, but... oh, I don't even have enough spores. Hold on, let me grab another spore. I don't think there's even time for another grow cycle. Because that's going to take 4 days, and I don't know how many days I have left, but not a good amount. How much time do I have? Oh yeah, Bliss's thing will be done tomorrow, but... I think the experiments and the Greenway things are not going to happen. I think they're not going to happen. Well, okay. Oops. Oh well. $110,000. All right. I mean, that seems like something that could be very verifiably proven. Like that's unequivocal, but the amount of time it would take to get the things in game seems like it would have to be pure speculation. Because nobody really knows how long it'll take to get those in game. I wouldn't be surprised if somebody has that shit in like a month. Some fucking no-lifer. Okay. Oh, what the fuck is this? Moritz, Blitz's assistant.
Hey,
A quiet voice greets you as you leave.
Sleeper, it's me.
Do I know you?
Moritz.
He pauses.
I work for Bliss.
He rubs the back of his head.
You're not an easy person to find.
I don't really have an address. I mean, I kind of do, though. Moritz holds up his hands.
Hey, no judgment. It's cool.
You both stand there for a moment, each waiting for the other to speak. What's up?
Yeah, well, Bliss needs you. A job just came in, a real big one. She's asking for you to come up and help her out.
He nods sagely. I'll be right there.
Nice, yeah.
Moritz stands there for a little while, unsure if the message is delivered. I've got it.
Cool.
He looks around.
Bliss just likes me to do a thorough job, you know?
He rubs his hands together before burying them in his jacket pockets.
See you, Sleeper.
Moritz ambles off down the corridor, kicking at a filter cap on his way out. Time to head to Bliss's Bay, then. Alright, I got some sick rolls today. So, okay, let's just... I'm one blobbity away from finishing this, but I think once I finish this, I'm in point of no return territory. One blobbity. I really don't have time to even fuck with the mushroom shit anymore. Unfortunately, I have to wait too many days for the mushrooms to grow. So the only thing to really mess with before doing this ship thing, which only 4 days left, is the hell is this? Embers awake, malfunctioning fuel tanker. Wait, where's... thought I was supposed to meet with Bliss. Oh, this is the Bliss thing. Okay. It's Ember's Wake contract. Somehow Bliss swung a tanker contract, but the catch is that the work needs to be turned around fast. Too fast. The tanker's crew have detected a set of leaks, and they need to isolate and seal them as soon as possible. That's where you come in. Tank recladding. I can do this. Typically, the way to fix this kind of leak is to painstakingly inspect and reseal the entire ship's cladding. But is there time? Full system flush. Bliss has an idea. A full system flush with tracer fluid to reveal the leaks, which means an emergency venting of all tanks. Brilliant. Dangerous. Alright, no problem. I can handle this. I've got a 6 right here. Carefully trigger the emergency sequence and the tracer fluid does its job. All the leaks are revealed. Now you just need to seal them. Easy enough. Your careful and focused inspection is rewarded with the discovery of a set of leaks. You seal them up tight. Completed. It's like, you only have 3 days. I'm like, son, what are you even talking about? Not you, son. I don't even need 1 whole day to solve this. As you both wait in the airlock for it to cycle back to the bay, Bliss thumps you on the arm. Nicely done, Sleeper! No, that's the wrong voice. What was Bliss's voice? Nicely done, Sleeper! We cleared that contract, no problem. She stretches. Once we're back in the bay, we can check the payment has come through and divide it up. She stretches. Feels good. The airlock clunks and the lights flicker, and a moment later you are back in the bay, where Moritz is at the racks, trying to figure out where the mess of tools Bliss left in her wake should be hung. Hey, Moritz. Moritz looks over his shoulder. Sleeper? He spins a wrench in his hand. Look like clean work out there. He nods respectfully. You look over at Bliss, who is already gliding over to her management console. She twirls a little as she crosses the cavernous bay. No one you've ever met moves as well in 0G as she does. It's like she was born into it.
Shit!
She slams a fist onto the console.
Shit!
What's up?
I can't even...
Bliss closes her eyes.
Come here.
Bliss calls you over.
Look at this. Just look.
She spins the terminal screen and you see the details for the bay's account. You see an entry for the Ember's Wake, a repair fee paid in full the moment you finished up the job. But then directly after, the whole amount was transferred back out into an unknown account. How can this happen?
I can tell you how. My ex is a sneaky little conniving shit.
She punches the terminal.
He must have coded a back door into the machine before he left.
She rubs her forehead.
There's no way we can...
She pauses, thinking.
Moritz, throw me that wrench.
What's that for? Moritz spins the wrench across the bay. Bliss smiles.
This!
Bliss brings the wrench down on the terminal hard. You flinch backwards as a hail of computer parts spill up into the bay in a glittering arc. Fragments of screen, memory, sections of the casing. When Bliss is done, she clips the wrench to her tool belt.
Try backdooring your way into that, you shit!
Moritz drifts out from his hiding place amongst the racks.
Bliss?
He says tentatively.
You want me to...
He looks at the arc of fragments drifting around the bay nervously. Bliss shakes her head.
No.
She sighs.
I've got it. You go get me a new terminal. Cheapest you can find. Cobble one together from pieces at the Ord Exchange if you have to.
Can I help? Bliss glides over to a panel by the wall.
Don't worry. One of the first things I had installed when we spec'd out this place was a cleaning sweep.
She flicks over a plastic cover on a huge red button.
Watch yourself.
She hammers the button, and a row of laser emitters unfold from the bay wall. They start crawling their way across the work area, frying the debris as they do, in pulses of burning light. Bliss smiles.
It's that, or just space the whole bay every few cycles.
You okay?
Not really.
She stares at the sweep panel.
Just don't seem to be able to extricate myself from this shit, no matter how hard I try.
The cleaning sweep buzzes and crackles as it works its way across the bay.
That account wasn't everything. I'm not that stupid. Once Moritz gets back, I'll secure it and flush everything else.
She flicks a nearby piece of debris into the path of the sweep.
Clean break. Then we take another contract. That's it.
I don't think I'm going to have time to take another contract, Bliss. She shuts off the sweep as it reaches the near end of the bay. You don't want the cryo back?
Oh, I want it, but it's gone. He could have transferred it anywhere.
She looks out across the hub.
And even if I knew where he was, the last thing I want is to ever see him again.
She rubs her forehead.
I'm sorry, Sleeper. I know you work for this too, but next time won't be the same.
That's okay. She smiles.
See you in a few cycles. Moritz will let you know.
I don't think you'll ever see me again, Bliss. If it's gonna be a few cycles before the next job even comes up, I think you're never gonna see me again. She winks and kicks off into the bay to finish cleaning up. Oh yeah, 4 fucking days? No, forget it. This is not happening. All you can do is move on and wait for Bliss to land another contract. Maybe this time. It's not gonna happen. Because I've only got 4 days. That's it then. We have to officially write off Bliss, Rico's experiments, and the Greenway because we're not going to have time to complete any of those before the Sidereal leaves, which means the Greenway, nice knocks. Yes, they're growing milk thistle. Which means the only thing to do now, really, the only thing I should even worry about doing is, I might as well just do the Celis thing then, because, I'm not going to be able to get the other things done in time. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm just going for it. Just going for it, guys. We're going for the end game. Celis servers. Secure Celis data servers. Extract Celis data. You are in. Maybe, if you do this right, you might be able to pull something more than just IDs. It's dangerous. I only have a +1. I only have a roll of 4. I mean, that's decent. Yeah, I'm just gonna do it. I'm just gonna do it, guys. Got the Celis data. You managed to unwind the data from the servers without leaving a trace. Good work. Okay. I got the datums, all of the datums. I'm gonna go to Emphasis Stall and buy some food for some energies. Hey, Matt McGrath, how you doing? Welcome. I can talk to Castor. Let's feed the cat one last time. We're full on everything up here. Let's talk to Castor. This might be the end of the game. Or the beginning of the end of the game, anyway. I'm doing good, Matt. Thanks.
When you arrive at Lemon Mina's unit, Castor is already waiting outside, leaning beside the door.
Forgive me, Sleeper, but Celis is already buzzing with the news of the breach. I was expecting you.
Will this work?
Don't worry, the breach cannot be traced to the specific IDs I am about to create.
Castor reaches into a pocket and produces a sleek green and white hand terminal.
The data, please.
What is that?
Something I acquired from Celis while you were busy on that ship.
Castor pushes up his glasses.
I haven't been waiting for you the entire time.
Please laugh like Dr. Hibbert on The Simpsons. I don't know who Dr. Hibbert is. You hand over a drive with the data, and Castor fishes around for a converter cable to hook it up. He slots it into the terminal, and after some whirring, a set of 2 transparent films, marked with numeric sequences, are produced.
2 tickets to an uncertain future.
Castor smiles to himself.
The child will go with Lem, of course.
He pockets them.
These are yours, but first,
he holds out a white cube.
Your side of the deal.
What is it?
Something to help us make use of you.
He passes you the square, and you rest it in your palm. A small, white, perfect cube. Suddenly you feel a sharp pain and flinch. The cube jumps from your hand and rattles along the walkway. You look at Castor apologetically. Castor smiles.
Not to worry. It's done its job. Now it's time for you to do yours.
You look down and see a tiny pinprick in the center of your palm.
Nothing sinister.
Castor puts the terminal away.
This way we can keep track of you and the sidereal horizon.
I didn't agree to this.
You did, Sleeper.
Castor adjusts his glasses.
You have to understand that I could have done this without you knowing. This way, everything is on the table, so to speak.
You were telling Nox that your voice is very relaxing. Oh, good. Thank you. Castor hands you the transparent films, and you see shimmering portraits of you and Lem flickering beneath the surface.
Go. Give them the good news.
And he reaches across and buzzes the unit. Lem slides open the door, half dressed in his gear.
Sleeper, what brings you up here? Come in.
He beckons you inside. You look to the side expecting to see Castor, but the wall is empty. The unit is cleaner, better organized than last time. Lem sits at the thin bar and gestures for you to sit.
Mina's with some of the local kids. Someone has started doing lessons down the way. She seems to like it.
Sit. You sit at the bar.
What's up, Sleeper?
Play for time. You look around the unit. You look at Lem. He looks better, softer, more full of life. It's as if a weight has been lifted from his shoulders. You think of Mina, a few units down, learning with other children. You falter. Is the sidereal horizon better than this? Lem starts to look a little nervous.
You in trouble? Dead?
I have Celis IDs for us.
You have...
Lem freezes.
How?
He blinks rapidly as if to wipe you from his vision.
Does that mean...
We are leaving.
Lem stands up and paces around the unit.
We have to pack!
He starts laughing.
Holy shit! We have to pack!
He turns back to you, smiling.
How the hell did you swing this, Sleeper?
I made a deal.
What a deal! Color me impressed!
You show him the ID films, and he whistles at the portraits.
Impressive stuff.
He pats you on the shoulder.
You should stay until Mina gets home. We can tell her together.
Sure.
The buzzer goes.
That'll be her.
Lem gets up and opens the door, and Mina, a bundle of energy and life, rushes into the room.
Robot!
She shouts. Lem picks her up.
Mina, you won't believe what they brought us.
You flash her the passes, and she looks confused.
We are going away after all, Minnie.
He lifts her up above her head.
On that big, beautiful ship.
Mina screams, and Lem laughs. He puts Mina down, and she runs over to you and hugs your legs.
I love you, robot,
she says quietly, so only you can hear.
I love you too.
And a while later, when you leave, you don't even think to check for Castor by the door until it's too late. You stop and turn, halfway down the walkway, but there's nothing there. Even that little white cube is gone. So you keep walking, back through the low end, deep in thought, excited and scared all at once. The running game, achievement unlocked. Well, it looks like it didn't automatically take me into a series of events that functionally ends the games for me. So... I'm not 100% sure. What they want from me now. Still waiting on this.
So, I've got to wait out the 3 days no matter what it's looking like. Unfortunately, the 3 days are not going to be enough to do anything for Bliss. And it's not going to be enough probably for the mushrooms either. I doubt I'm going to sneak in there and get the mushroom thing done on the last day. Considering I didn't get any club heads the last time. I would have to get lucky and get 2 club heads. It's 3 days. I think this is going to end on the same thing as the sidereal thing, so I don't know what to do now. I guess I just wait 3 days and just wait 3 days. Keep on feeding the cat. This is weird that the Cellist servers thing is still an accessible option. There's nothing to do there. Meowthfuls of food, he says. Meowthfuls. Are you proud of yourself? What have you done? Meowthfuls, he said. And indeed, he is proud of himself. Okay. Looks like I will actually have 1 day in between the fungal growth and the thing leaving. So, if I got super lucky that day and got 2 club heads, I might actually be able to complete this. For now, I guess I'll just gather some scrap. Gathering scrap, gathering scrap, gathering scrap, yeah, I'm gathering scrap. Oh, I'm starving. I just lost a shitload of energy. I am gathering, and it is scrap. That's why we call it gathering scrap. Wow, good reroll. All ones. Okay. It's fine. That's why we call it gathering scrap. Gathering scrap, gathering scrap. Starving. Yeah. Calm down. Gathering scrap. Yeah, we're gathering scrap. We are gathering, and it is scrap. That's why we call it gathering scrap. That's why we call it gathering scrap. So I have 1 more day here with nothing to do. Then the mushrooms will be done the next day. Nothing to do on this day. gathering scrap, yeah, we're gathering scrap. We are gathering, and it is scrap. That's why we call it gathering scrap. We are Matt McGrath, yes. How did you know? How did you know? It's fine. Hey, this is our last day on the station. What can we accomplish on... I wonder if I can save Scum, the mushroom gathering, by, like, trying to get the mushrooms, and if I don't get club heads, just Alt F4ing out of the game. And then relaunching it. Before it has a chance to auto-save. I got good rolls today. Alright. Let's harvest mushrooms. I got one club head. I just need one more club head. I got 2 chances to get it. Fuck. Last chance. I got it! I got 2 club heads! We got 2 club heads. We got 2 club heads. Oh, that's so good. The odds were against me. Now we can find out what happens with the club heads, with the mushroom quest. After all that mushroom crap we did. You hand them over to an eager Rico who immediately begins work on the samples. Let me guess. She's gonna have a multi-day clock before... Oh, well, I can talk to Rico. Multi-day clock before... Alright.
Rico is at her bench, running small vials of some liquid through an old chemical analysis machine. The whirring of the spinning drum fills the lab with white noise, and you aren't sure if she notices you approach. Sleeper, it's good to see you. She looks up, smiling. This little project of ours has been keeping me awake the past 2 cycles, but right now, well, I think I have something. You should rest. I know my limits. She laughs to herself. I just don't like paying attention to them. The drum finishes spinning, and Rico lifts a vial from it, holding it up to the light. This is something I extracted from those club heads you've been bringing me. And according to my analysis, it is a substance totally unique on the Greenway. You look at the small amount of liquid in the vial. Any idea what it might be? Rico asks, without looking away from the vial. It's obviously stabilizer. Medicine. Oh my god, what did Nox just say? So, using your spade, you got 2 club heads, despite them being in heavy diamond, thereby letting you complete the quest despite the hard limit. The NPC would be quite a joker if it required extra cycles to complete. Wow. Wow. That was the king of puns, Nox. It was good enough even for the queen. You are truly a jack of all trades. An ace of humor. Oh. Wow. Now he's even got emotes for the suits of cards. It's a lot of colon D's right there. Medicine. You aren't the first sleeper to come through here. Perhaps I should have mentioned that earlier. Rico's tone suddenly drops, changing the atmosphere in the lab immediately. I just thought... She pauses, thinking very carefully of how to continue. I just wanted you to trust us. What do you mean? She sighs. They came through a fair few cycles ago. We found them wandering in the broken section near the gap. The members who brought them in had never seen one of you before. They were terrified of this strange person wandering in from open vacuum. They were quieter than you, and damaged. We did our best to patch them up and welcome them to the commune. I only really spoke to them once, while I was working on their wounds, along with a couple of systems engineers. She looks nervously at you. I'd never seen a body like that before. I took some readings. Some samples. Samples? You have to understand, I was curious. I didn't know what I was looking at. I just took a little of the damaged material, less than a thumbnail. She shifts her weight to her crutch. The next cycle they were gone. They took a little food and hiked up toward the wild margins, where the greenway meets the wastes. Someone saw them in the distance, but that was it. They disappeared into the overgrowth. She sits down heavily, the vial in her hand. When I saw you, I wanted things to be different. I wanted to keep you here, rather than let you disappear into wherever they ended up. She smiles to herself. Yes, I wanted to understand this place better, but I also wanted to help you. It seems that somehow, both my wishes have come true at once. She holds out a hand with the vial. Oh good, more stabilizers. Endless stabilizers. This is for you. You take the stabilizer, the glass cold and smooth, in your palm. Thank you. Don't thank me. She gazes out at the greenway through the glass. Those clubhead caps made it for you, or at least who or whatever made those clubheads. She starts to clear her bench. It was right there, contained in their tissue. I only had to extract it. I imagine you understand how incredible that is. I learned enough from that sleeper to know that your body, your frame, is it, runs on some exotic technology. Exotic technology that has a time limit built in. Somehow the Greenway knows that too. It understands your physiology much better than I ever could. It knows how to treat you. Just like that miraculous antidote that sprung from the mold, so this sprung from your presence here. The Greenway is speaking to you. It is welcoming you. She looks up. I know it sounds crazy, but I know it to be true. Here's the evidence. And what I also know is, it is no longer speaking to me. Even after decades here, I have never seen this kind of response. Not since the antidote so many cycles ago. She smiles. So I'm going to make you a deal. You bring me as many club heads as you like. I'll extract the stabilizer and give it to you freely. But you have to tell me what the Greenway says. You have to speak with it, to dig into it, to find what being is at the center of it. I've traveled as far as I can. I need you to do the rest. Can you do that?
I mean, no, because I'm literally leaving tomorrow. But let's not get her hopes down. Yes.
Rico sighs with relief and deflates into her chair. Thank you. I'm sorry for the other sleeper. Truly I am. I'm sorry I couldn't have done more. But I'm so glad I met you. She smiles. You are welcome here any time. Rico falls silent. She looks smaller now, more fragile, and you realize how old she must be to have seen the collapse firsthand. You idle a little in the lab in case she asks for anything else, but she remains silent, and so you drift back into the tunnel, thoughts of that other sleeper and where they ended up weighing on your mind.
Well, it seems like, oh, I got Grow Your Own achievement unlocked. I did complete one of these things. Rico's experiments have given you a new source of stabilizer, but she still wants answers to her questions about the Greenway. Yeah, I still want to know what's going on with the Greenway. I want to go into the exciting depths of the Greenway and meet the living plant creature and find the other sleepers and all that. But guess what? I don't get to because I have to leave on a ship tomorrow. Only way to understand what Gardener gave you is to grow it. Rico is incredibly excited by the prospect. Oh, I can plant the seed. Sick.
I'll take good care of it, sleeper. Rico smiles. Don't you worry.
Seed is planted and Rico is an attentive mother to it. What future is forming there? Well, it's so many days in the future. And I'm out of days. Out of time. I don't know how I'm supposed to find those other sleepers, though. Maybe that opens up after the seed growing thing is done. Well, there's a couple storylines I'm not going to get to see the end of. The Greenway thing and the Bliss thing are going to have to be relegated to Elodie time. I can get this at least. I got a lot of upgrades. Got almost all the upgrades. Sidereal departure is tomorrow. Guess that's it. I guess that's it. Let us finish this. Final cat feed.
Sleeper,
Moritz is waiting for you on your way out.
how have you been?
Busy.
I see.
He nods.
Well, I'll get right to it then. Bliss sent me down. We've scored another contract and she needs your help.
Too bad. I gotta go.
That's the message.
He pauses.
Look, I know last time the payment didn't come through, but you did good work. Bliss knows that.
It's no problem.
Okay then.
He pauses again.
She's doing her best, you know?
I know.
He nods. See you up there.
Moritz turns and strides off, leaving you in the corridor. Time to help Bliss, and maybe this time, you think to yourself, it'll work out. Yeah, don't think it will because I gotta bounce. Nothing I can do over there. Lemon Mina. This is probably the actual end. Sycamore Seed, Haifa Farm Freighter. The Sycamore Seed's internal biome is in trouble. Every action will bring it closer to collapse. Look at how much that'll just like instantly fail, basically. Saving the crop. The Sycamore Seed needs to be reinforced and sealed, otherwise the crop will be lost. You can do a critical action to sacrifice a section. Vent a section and you have a better chance of saving the remaining crops. But you will lose some in the process. The question is how many. Okay. Can't do this one again. It was a critical action. Reinforced bulkheads. Welding in a zero-G farm is tricky. The torch, the heat, the sealant, everything can damage the crop you're trying to save. With Bliss at your side, you work neatly. It is impossible to cause no damage, but you limit it as best you can. Should be able to finish this off. I finished it off, so we get one more little bit of this story before we leave. You and Bliss are floating in the bay's airlock, waiting for it to cycle. You pick a few leaves from your clothes as you wait. They float around the chamber as if carried by a lazy wind. Clean work. Bliss bows a little.
Well, thank you, Sleeper. You didn't do so bad yourself.
She checks her tool belt.
Seems like we're getting into a good rhythm.
The now familiar sequence of clunks and rattles sound out, and then the door hisses open. The moment it does, you know something has once again gone wrong.
What's all this?
Bliss asks a confused-looking Moritz. Beside him are a set of crates, anchored to the bay floor. He has clearly just brought them in through the bay's freight lock. Moritz looks nervously between the two of you before answering.
It's payment.
He runs a hand along the crate.
Sycamore Seed Crew just brought them over.
He stops, but seeing the look on Bliss's face, adds,
They were very thankful. I bet they were.
She clenches her fist.
The hell is inside?
Moritz leans over and struggles with the catches on each side of the top crate. As he does, Bliss turns to you.
Don't say it.
Bliss stares into space.
Don't you dare say it.
Say what?
You know.
She looks back at you.
This isn't my fault.
Moritz finally gets the catches free and the lid floats off, drifting up into the bay.
Let me guess, it's a whole bunch of mushrooms. Hashtag Devered.
Yeah, as it does, a small brown lump floats up with it. Moritz reaches out and catches it as it passes him.
Is that a...
Everything is mushrooms! Why is every single quest in this game about mushrooms? This shouldn't be called Citizen Sleeper. It should be called Citizen Mycologist.
Mushroom!
Bliss finishes.
A damn mushroom!
They paid us in mushrooms?
Not just mushrooms.
Oh. That's Moritz talking, I guess.
Not just mushrooms.
He holds out a clump of tightly packed leaves.
Produce.
Bliss starts laughing.
Goddamn Haifa commune. Should have known they didn't have a shit to rub between them.
She knocks a small brown mushroom across the bay.
Stop, Bliss.
Moritz grabs her hand.
These are good. Fresh. We can sell them. To who, Moritz? Are we running a grocer's now? We need cryo. Otherwise this whole bay will be shut down. We can't pay for parts with leafy greens.
It's too bad you guys can't see, like, my hand gestures and stuff that I do while I'm acting these characters. Bliss has good hand gestures, that's all I'm gonna tell you. She waggles them in Moritz's face. Moritz is right. Bliss raises an eyebrow.
Fine. Maybe Moritz is right. But what do we do between now and market day?
She rubs her forehead.
What a joke this place is turning out to be.
Moritz closes up the crates and starts moving them.
It isn't that bad, Bliss. It's a step in the right direction.
He glances at you, looking for backup.
They'll sell well.
Bliss sighs.
Looks like I went into business with a couple of wannabe farmers.
She laughs.
Prove me wrong, then. Show me this is a windfall.
She kicks away toward the new, patched-together terminal.
Until then, I'll be working on how to keep this place open.
Moritz mouths a cue and goes back to moving the crates. You'd better be on your way, too. Too bad I'm never actually gonna help you. Third time lucky. Bliss has taken another shot at landing a contract. After the run you've had, this seems like a last chance. Unfortunately, I'm not gonna find out what happens on that last chance because I'm being railroaded to the end of the game. Railroaded. Railroaded. Don't get to complete everything. Alright, here we go, Lemon Mina. Now maybe this would make me really happy, because honestly, fuck Caster. Maybe
I'll get the chance to put Lem and Mina on the flight and not go on the flight myself. If I can do that, I'll do it. And I don't care if Castor's mad. But I don't feel like it's going to give me that opportunity. Lem and Mina.
There is a crowd, but you spot Lem and Mina immediately as you enter the dock. They are waiting at the cordon, where Cella's security are checking the crew in to board the ship. Those that manage to get up to the hub are crowded near the entrance, but even they know their chance of getting on board has long gone.
Lem!
Lem spots you among the crowd.
Sleeper! We're here!
They're standing beside a bag which looks to carry all the possessions they have. It is small enough to be carried in one hand.
Hi, Mina.
Mina is vibrating with excitement. She seems strangely at home in microgravity, but then you remember that she has spent her whole life in space. You hand over the Celis ID film to Lem, keeping your own. He turns it back and forth in the light.
Where did your friend even get this picture, Sleeper? Looks like my old Conway ID.
You look, and a shimmering, younger Lem stares out of the film, harder and clean-cut.
I spoke to the guard here.
He nods to the white and green-clad security officer.
They'll be doing orientation and role assignment on board. Sounds like we're going to be working under the core crew. Kind of like an intern.
He laughs.
What do you think, Meanie? Am I too old to be an intern?
Following Lem's lead, you inspect your ID. As you lift the film up to the light, you see something strange. Something that makes you flinch. The face printed in the film is one you recognize immediately. But it is not you. At least, it is not how you look now. You squint at this ghost, confused why you hadn't noticed earlier. It is a picture you remember being taken. A memory that you didn't know you had. You remember signing the forms, the walk to the sleeper tanks, the cold metal floor. You remember the S&ARP employee who helped you in, her smile clean and surgical. You freeze in place, thinking of the you that still sleeps somewhere in an S&ARP facility, that won't wake until you are recovered and disposed of. And now you are leaving. Will they ever wake up?
Sleeper?
Lem interrupts your thoughts.
These guys want us to board.
You stare at him without thinking, then notice the guard gesturing to you both to come forward. You all kick off and float over to them, steadying yourselves on the guardrail. You hang back, letting Lem present his ID film first. The guard slides it across a white machine, much like the one Castor printed them from. You reflexively rub the puncture mark on your hand, even though there is no trace of it now. It seems to be your destiny to be someone else's tool. Lem and Mina are waved through, the guard smiling at her excited face. Lem turns back to check you are coming. The guard beckons you closer. I'm just going to go ahead and board. I kind of want to see what happens if you take the ship. Rico and Bliss are going to have to find some other robot to do their tasks. You shake off your doubts and hand over your ID film. The guard barely looks at it as they pass it through the scanner and wave you through. A new life built from old things.
You okay?
Lem asks, concerned as you catch up with them.
You are so slow, Wobot!
Mina teases, grabbing at you with small hands. I'm good. Lem nods, and you realize how much harder it must have been for him to cross that threshold. Mina struggles in his arms, trying to get to you, and Lem relents, struggling with both the bag and his daughter. Mina tumbles through the microgravity and grabs onto your clothes for purchase. Pulling herself into your arms, you all proceed up the walkway, the entrance to the docking bridge yawning wide in above you.
Are we family, Wobot?
Mina asks as you move, taking you by surprise. I guess so. Mina smiles and presses her hand against your chest, pleased by your answer. You keep moving, up into the docking bridge, then along that thin, glass-walled connector, all the time Mina clutching on to you. The lack of gravity means you can't feel her weight, only the grip of her small hands on your clothes. You both stare wide-eyed at the vast hull of the sidereal horizon and try to think of this huge machine as at home. Later, when you settle in your bunk, after Mina has finished running back and forth between you and Lem with an endless and infectious incitement, you find yourself looking at your ID film once more. Somehow. Are we family? Not exactly. Suddenly Tommy's bucket scenario. Mina's bucket. Somehow, since the last time you looked at it, the image seems to have changed. It is still a picture of the old you, the person that signed up to have their consciousness copied and placed into the ownership of S&ARP. But something else has crept into the image, an underlying sense of self-identification. This is also a picture of you. You now. The you that survived the eye, that made friends here, that abandoned those friends, wait, what? That found a way out, that escaped against all odds. The other you might never wake up, they might never live again, but so be it. They consigned you to a doomed life for their own gain. Their life is yours now. You will live it better than they ever could. You lie back on your bunk as the thrust of the sidereal's vast engines kick in. This feeling, this rumble, will be your constant companion for the next decades. It will be there when you work, when you watch Mina grow, when you dream of the planet at the end of the journey. It will stay with you when your body starts to fail, despite the best attempts of Lim and Mina as the years stack up, and it exceeds its safe operating period by a decade. It will be the thing you wake up to in those rare moments of consciousness, between which Mina will keep you in a frozen state in the hope of preserving you until your destination is reached. It will still be there when Mina wakes you, tears in her eyes, to tell you of Lem's inevitable death, and it will not relent, despite your desire for a moment of silence. It will be the final thing you hear, as Mina shuts down all but the most vital of all your functions, and hopes beyond hope that you make it your final destination, all the while doubting that you will. But for now, in this moment of departure, it is still a new sound, a new feeling, and because of this, it is filled with the promise of the future. The promise of the future? I thought Lem and Mina were going to get to go to the new planet and have a great life there. Now they're like, oh, by the way, Lem is just going to die on the way there. Maybe Mina too, we don't know.
You're not even gonna get to the stupid planet. LOL, sucker.
And so, you settle back on your bunk and close your eyes, and in moments you are sleeping a perfect, dreamless sleep, the most peaceful that you can ever remember.
A long journey to a small unknown planet achievement. Oh, credits. That's it. I mean, that's an ending, I guess. It's not a bad ending, but I feel like I could have had a better ending maybe if I'd stayed on the eye. I felt forced to go on the ship because of Lem and Mina, but maybe it would have been better if I'd stayed on the eye. I could have figured out the secret of the Greenway and found those other sleepers and helped everybody out. Pretty good game. I think it started out stronger than it ended in terms of like the systems and gameplay and stuff. I'm not gonna play it again. Because even though I could make different choices and get a different ending and stuff. What happens if I click continue right now? Cycle 61. I don't know. I think that's it. We've completed our playthrough of Citizen Sleeper. I think it's a cool game, worth playing, but it doesn't make me feel that feeling of, oh, I'm gonna play this again. Like when I finish Disco Elysium or a lot of other games, I think, oh, I'm definitely gonna play this again. But Citizen Sleeper, I don't know. I don't think I will. But I'm glad I played it the one time anyway. This is a cool game. That's going to do it for this episode and this playthrough. Thank you for watching. This has been Josiah Plays Citizen Sleeper.